10 p.m. on Verified on NDTV. We will start with the story that has completely shocked not only the national capital but the country. A 26-year-old was murdered in the most brutal way at the hands of somebody she wanted to spend her life with. And not only, the details are chilling. Her body butchered, 35 pieces spread all across the national capital. It took 5 months for the police to crack the case. We have more details on this right at 10 p.m. We'll also talk about our second lead, that is Hyderabad hostel horror. Why was this young boy beaten up so badly? Was there a religious angle to it? We'll get you the details, the chilling details which are coming out in this story as well. And the third one is from Karnataka, where a man who calls himself a god man, the most unholy act committed by him. Sexual assault of 2 young girls. Those details coming up at 10 p.m. I'll see you in the studio. Stay tuned. Good evening. Welcome to Verified on NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. Ladies and gentlemen, you know the top 3 stories that I am going to in fact talk about today. And without wasting any time, let me very quickly in fact take you to the first one, because since morning, if there is one story that has kept the country hooked, that has kept the country completely captured, is the story that has come from the national capital. It's a national shame. This young woman and her story, it sounds like a chapter straight from a dark web series or a movie, but unfortunately for her, it's true. She was 26-year-old, young, independent, beautiful, full of energy, dreams and passion for life. Never in her dreams she would have thought, or anybody would have thought, that her life would be chopped short in the most gruesome manner. Sadly, at the hands of someone she trusted, wanted to spend her life with. I just want to pull out those pictures of them together, the 2 characters in this story. One is alive, one already dead. This couple. This is a sad, unfortunate, chilling story of Shraddha. You saw just Shraddha Vikas Walker and her lover, live-in partner, and then eventually her killer, 28-year-old Aftab Poonawala. Since morning, as the details of this murder, most foul, are trickling in, it is just extremely disturbing to imagine how this young woman's life was snuffed out in the most gruesome manner. Aftab, a trained chef, both of them, like many young passionate couples, met online, fell in love, rebelled against their families, eloped and hoped to make a life together. But there was no happy ending here. Let me now take you to the details, the very, very shocking details. And while I keep using the word shocking, it's just not enough to describe what has happened. Let's just very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, just give you a sense of what has happened. Let me tell you the story of this murder. What happened with Shraddha. This, in fact, and these are details which have been corroborated by the police. This is what this man Aftab has told the Delhi police. Inspired by Dexter, this man kills his live-in partner. For those who don't know Dexter was a series around a serial killer, very popular American series, had many seasons, and this man was inspired by that series. A complete psychopath. 26-year-old Shraddha was killed by her 28-year-old partner, Aftab, as I told you. Both began dating while they were working at a call center in Mumbai. That's where they met. After family didn't approve of their relationship, the two eloped to Delhi. Not very long ago, just 5-6 months ago. In September, Shraddha's friend said her mobile has been off for more than 2 months. Shraddha, then her family lodged a missing complaint, and the series of events then came to what now is being known as the infamous murder. Not only Aftab strangulated her, but Aftab chopped her body into 35 pieces. Can you believe that? 35 pieces. This young girl, in fact, her body was completely chopped. And it was these the visuals that you are seeing. It was, in fact, for 18 days, this man, every night at 2 a.m. will get out of his house with 2 packets in his hand, will go to Mehroli forest area and will dump the parts of her body. Then will move on, and the next day live normally, and then the next day will go on and then in fact do the same thing. He did this for 18 long days. He also brought, and let me tell you other details, 300-liter fridge where he stored the body parts of his partner, live-in partner. He dumped them in the Mehroli forest over 18 days. Sources have also told NDTV that Aftab stepped out at 2 a.m. every day to dump this to body parts. Why was she murdered? Because Aftab and Shraddha couldn't see eye to eye because Shraddha wanted to get married. She wanted to, they were living in together, she wanted to in fact go ahead and take the next step. Aftab lost his cool, strangulated her, but this is not a crime of passion with the way it has been committed. It seems like a very well planned, in fact, murder. Now, how did the police crack this case? Because this was not a new case. It didn't happen yesterday. This murder happened 5 months back. Aftab thought he has gotten away with it. Nobody will ever come to know. But then, police eventually did. And how did that happen? The missing person report was filed by Shraddha's estranged father. Her mother passed away. She lost contact with her family because the family did not approve of her relationship with Aftab. But the father, after not hearing from her or her friends or getting any details on her social network, Facebook and other things, he filed a missing complaint on November 8th. I went through the entire missing complaint, and what the father has written is heartbreaking, ladies and gentlemen. The missing person report was filed by the victim's father. The Mumbai police then informed the Delhi police about this case and about the accused Aftab. Location of the accused was then accessed by the Delhi police through his mobile phone. Now, the accused was nabbed by the Delhi police at Mehroli apartment, and initially the accused tried to mislead the police. Gave them other stories, said she doesn't live here, I don't know where she went 5 months back, we fought and then she left. After stern questioning, the accused admitted to the crime and revealed all the details. The accused revealed the details of this murder and now has been sent to 5-day police custody. To what extent did he go to, in fact, to hide this crime? To hide the stench of the body decomposing, he bought incense sticks. Nobody around his house in a flat in Mehroli in South Delhi knew about what has happened inside that flat for 5 long months. But finally, law caught up with him. My colleague Vedant has tracked this story entire day. He sent us a very detailed report. Take a look.
Well, absolutely a horrific murder in the national capital and really shocking details emerging. I come to you from the Mehroli forest in the national capital, which is where the 28-year-old accused Aftab in fact disposed of those 35 pieces of his partner's body. That is the shocking part really, as per what the police have in fact revealed. And some other really shocking details in what the police have said. Remember, the murder happened back in the month of May, and this man, the accused, 28-year-old Aftab, he strangled his partner to death and chopped her body into 35 pieces and stored them in a refrigerator that he particularly bought for this purpose. He stored those body pieces in that refrigerator and disposed them off here in the Mehroli forest over a period of 18 days. Now that is particularly shocking. And why did this happen? So as per preliminary investigation and what the police have said, these two people were colleagues in Mumbai. The young girl, 26-year-old Shraddha, she used to work at a call center in Mumbai, which is where she met Aftab, and they started dating. They were in a relationship, and the family was not very encouraging of this relationship. The family did not approve of their alliance, and which is why they eloped and they came to Delhi and they started living at a flat in Chhatarpur, which is very close to this forest, and they were living there, and they used to have multiple fights. As per the father's statement, they used to have multiple fights over marriages, over their marriage, I beg your pardon, and this particular fight was also over marriage. So according to the police, this fight happened after Shraddha sought marriage, and the fight escalated, and Aftab strangled her to death, chopped her body into 35 pieces and disposed them off in the Mehroli forest here. Now this happened back in May. Now the murder has surfaced, it has come to light really now after the father of the victim filed a missing persons report first in Bombay and then in Delhi. The Mumbai police informed the Delhi police, the Mehroli police station was informed about this incident, and the police nabbed the accused from his flat, and he was sent. He's been sent to a 5-day police custody as well. So initially he was reluctant, but then he agreed that he had indeed committed this horrendous crime. You know, the details really have sent shockwaves across the national capital and raised larger questions really on the kind of crime that happens, you know, in isolated areas of the national capital like this one, the Mehrauli forest here in Delhi. In New Delhi with camera person Pavan, Vedant for NDTV.
It must be like Vedant was showing us roughly, you know, quite dark in that forested area of Delhi. It must be the similar kind of darkness at 2 a.m. in the night when this man must be walking there with those body parts in bags, which he had in fact packed everything up and kept in that huge 300-liter refrigerator. Police sources are also telling us that he might still not be telling the entire truth. So wait for it. There will be more details, in fact, in this murder coming through. But it's a very, very sad story. There is some breaking news related to the story, which is coming in right now. Very quickly, just giving you more details on this. NCW, the National Commission for Women, has in fact written to the Delhi police asking the Delhi Police Commissioner to submit an action taken report with a copy of the medical reports of the victim within 5 days. So now the NCW has also in fact taken cognizance of this matter, and they are asking the police to file a report as far as this entire case is concerned. We'll keep a very close eye on this story, ladies and gentlemen, because not only is this a gruesome murder, it's like a, you know, Delhi crime season 3 kind of a murder, which is a reality. But the fact is, how can somebody, with what goes into somebody's mind to in fact commit a crime like this, and essentially on somebody you seem to be wanting to be together and spend your life with. Let's move on to the other story that we are tracking this evening. And this is the story that came out a couple of days back. We've been talking about this, the Hyderabad hostel horror. All of you are familiar with these pictures, this video that has come out from Hyderabad, where a young boy, a first-year student, is being brutally assaulted by not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, but 10 of his seniors, classmates, seniors. This prompted huge amount of outrage in the country, and rightly so. This kind of ragging, this kind of behavior is absolutely unacceptable. Now, there are more details which have come out in this case. The reason initially, which was told to us, and there was a lot of politics around that as well, that, you know, this boy had disrespected, said something about one religion, and after that he was brutally assaulted, beaten up, sexually assaulted is what the accusation is. Let me very quickly just refresh and tell you what had happened in this case, and then also give you a sense of the new details that have come out. And also, and this is the most important part for NDTV as well, will give you the correct picture as far as the investigation is concerned. You know, all the claims which are going on, which are trying to in fact polarize this entire matter. We'll give you a true picture on that. So let's very quickly take a look at what had happened. The victim, in fact, this is what the inside story is of why it happened. So we'll paint the entire picture for you. The victim and a female classmate were friends in Hyderabad. The friendship grew, strained after some personal remarks were made about each other. Both of them, first year young students, made some remark. One remark was aimed at a particular religion. Now, the female friend told the classmates, other classmates, about communally charged remark which was made allegedly by the boy who was beaten up. Now, on November 1st, a group of students entered the victim's hostel room and assaulted him and filmed that as well. You saw that video. The victim was hit, he was molested, his clothes were torn, stripped naked. Victim was forced to chant religious slogans. Now, this seems to have been used politically as well, the slogans which were in fact chanted. Now, what had happened after that? The BJP decided to pick this issue up and attack that TRS government. The BJP said, KCR government has not taken immediate action. It is not about religion. It is about TRS's pseudo-secularism. The whole idea by some were to paint this and give this a religious color. And when you just hear a short part of this video, you would also believe that a Hindu student being beaten up by Muslim students and made to chant certain slogans. But we investigated and have found some details that we would like to share with our viewers. So what was the claim, ladies and gentlemen? The claim initially was that the attackers were Muslim, and attackers in fact attacked this boy and made, attacked a Hindu boy. Now this is what the police has told us. The attackers, 10 of them, were both Hindu and Muslim. So it was not a group of only one religion. It consisted of students from both the religions, in fact. Now, the other claim that was made, that the victim was made to chant Allahu Akbar. The police has said the victim was made to chant Jai Shri Ram, Durga Mata ki Jai, as well as Allahu Akbar. So it was a brutal case of ragging, of seniors, of fellow students taking law in their hands, of students crossing the Lakshman Rekha, getting violent for some remarks which were made which they did not like. But it was not a religious incident. And why I'm saying that, if you hear the entire video, you would know. Also, let me very quickly quote the Hyderabad police commissioner, who told NDTV that no north or south communal angle has been seen in this incident. The 5 accused have been booked for criminal intimidation, assault, attempt to murder and ragging acts. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an unacceptable story. There is no way, no justification for what these people did to that first-year-old student, no matter what remarks he made. But the fact is, please don't use this incident to try and paint some sort of a communal picture and polarize people. I very quickly want to remind our young friends, those who are watching NDTV right now, ragging is an offense, ladies and gentlemen. No matter what the provocation is and no matter how much you think you will be able to get away with it, these days you won't be able to. And just as a reminder, the law says, and this is section 4, says in this law that severe penalties against ragging, 2 years imprisonment and 10,000 rupee fine or both, punishment for all participating in the act if key culprit is not identified. If the gang leader is not identified, everybody gets the same punishment. Very quickly, I just want to tell you, don't spoil your future by doing and indulging in such silly acts which you will regret for life. All right, very quickly, just let's move on, in fact, to our third lead this evening. This one also, and this is not by choice, but it's just that these stories possibly have an impact on us as a society, as people, and that's why we chose these stories today on Verified. Shivamurthy Sharanar, one of Karnataka's most politically influential Lingayat seer, will remain in jail for at least 1 more week after a court extended his judicial custody. He has been in jail since 1st September, accused of raping minor girls at his ashram. Why I'm revisiting this story today? Because NDTV has accessed the police charge sheet, ladies and gentlemen. These fresh details that NDTV has got, they are just too disturbing, but very, very important for all of us to hear, because we need to know what kind of people do we put on a pedestal between us and the gods that you believe in. What did the girl tell the magistrate? I want to, in fact, focus on this. The girl, who's now is going by the name of Diksha, she's 15 years old. Her name has been changed to protect her identity. She said, he disrobed me and raped me. This is a 15-year-old girl who must have been seeing this man as some holy creature, as her grandfather's age. I begged him. We are children from poor background. A lot of poor people send their children to study. There is free food. They hope that they will make a better life under the supervision of such so-called unholy men, so-called holy men. He used to offer chocolates laced with something. This is the testimony of a 15-year-old. After consuming chocolates, I would fall unconscious. And she also, in fact, said he would make me sit and would drink alcohol and hurl abuses at me. And people, politicians will go touch their feet, seeking some votes. It's disgusting, to say the least. The Murga Matsya would pick names for the girls, and the warden Rashmi would send the girls to his room. Rashmi is also the co-accused. If the girls refused Rashmi, the girls would be beaten up by this woman. Imagine this. Imagine the horror that these girls, in fact, went through. Now, there have been other girls as well. There is another girl called Shalini. She's 16 years old. Her name has been changed to protect her identity. Rashmi sent me to Swami's room through a back door, is what Shalini told a magistrate. When I entered, Swami was drinking. He was drinking alcohol. Swami offered me fruits. After eating, I fell unconscious. Same modus operandi with every girl. Chocolate, fruits. After I regained consciousness, had no clothes on me, Swami threatened me with a knife. When I refused to cooperate, I was sexually abused multiple times by this man. If any student refused to go, Rashmi would beat them up. They were students in a boarding facility studying there. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, what kind of people we put on such high pedestals. My colleague Shrija, who accessed this charge sheet and has got these details, joining us now. Shrija, these are very disturbing details. I mean, for any parent, this is the worst nightmare come true. Now, what is the police saying? And one particular thing that I want your opinion on, none of the political parties, Congress, BJP, JDS, nobody has even offered a word on this man.
Well, that's right. In fact, he was taken into custody, arrested by Chitradurga police after nearly 5 days when the FIR was registered against him. So this was clearly because of the pressure coming in from the civil society. And of course, let's not forget the first person, the BJP leader, top Lingayat strongman and former Chief Minister of Karnataka, B.S. Yediyurappa. Now, he was the first person to give him a clean chit without even paying heed to what are these kind of allegations that is coming in from especially minor girls of this very mutt. And then we went on to see frequently, not just the BJP but also the Congress rallying behind him. Even today, as we speak, when we try to get a reaction from the Congress, most of the leaders, top leaders, they do not want to comment on this particular issue. Well, it is clearly understood as far as Karnataka goes, because Karnataka, the state, is a poll-bound one, and the state is going to polls next year, 2023. And this is something, one vote bank, the Lingayat vote bank, that the Karnataka, especially both the Congress and the BJP, they don't want to mess up with.
Yes.
So that is one of the major reasons why we have continuously seen both, especially leaders from the Congress and the BJP, rallying behind this particular seer. But now, for once, we have seen Yediyurappa, that is where this charge sheet was filed by the Chitradurga police, and such gory details have come to light. Only after that we came to hear where B.S. Yediyurappa had condemned this particular incident. He also said it's unpardonable. Back to studio.
Thank you so much for joining us with all those details. But as Shrija was saying, it is only after so much pressure and these details that Mr. Yediyurappa thinks that it is unpardonable. But then again, we'll go to such people again, touch their feet and make sure that they get some votes. This is not, as I've been saying, these are just disgrace on what they call themselves, godmen. And he's not the only one. It's a long list, ladies and gentlemen. Let me very quickly refresh your memory. Gurmeet Ram Rahim, also for being accused of rape, of murder, has been out on parole. Why? Because elections were around the corner. Convicted of rape and arrested in 2017. Swami Nityanand fled India after allegations of rape emerged in 2010. Now he has found his country called Kailasa and all the jing-bang along with it. Asaram Bapu sentenced to life for raping minor girl in 2018. And these are just the prominent names. There are multiple others every day. Or just turn around the newspaper, you'll see in some madrasa, somebody in fact has been raped, in some temple, something has happened. Be very, very sure of the people that you in fact put on such high pedestals and you call them saints and godmen and seers. All right, I am, just before I go this evening, I just want to bring your attention to this story. This is what real India is all about. Because while we live in cities, we don't understand this. The real India, the people in small towns and villages, their children are still, in fact, far, far away from the kind of facilities that you can think of. And I just wanted to put this story out only for that reason. These visuals are from a place in Vaishali, which is in Bihar. Insects were found in the midday meal of a school. And when students complained and they went to the teacher and the principal asking that, why are insects being given in our midday meal, you know what happened? They were told that insects are vitamin. Eat them quietly. And when the students protested, the teacher beat them up so badly that one of the students' hand was broken. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the divide between the India we live in and the India that is suffering at this moment. Midday meal was supposed to be a very, very strong, a commitment by the government, which will also bring a lot of underprivileged students to school. But this is what we are giving them in name of the midday meal. Think about it. All right, that's all the time that we have in this edition of Verified. I'll be back tomorrow with the top stories, newsmakers, and the big headlines. Thank you so much. Good night.